Today we'll be removing a 2-liter engine FSDE from a Mazda Protege. This one's a 2001 MP3. Set of tools that's actually a good idea to go over right now. It's a good idea to have a full set of ratcheting sockets. Ratcheting wrenches are also really useful in this. Breaker bar, have a 1/2-inch ratcheting breaker bar. Impact gun, impact sockets, random tools, screwdrivers, Allen keys, blah blah blah. That's all you really need, and a good pair of pliers too, and a good compressor. This one I got at Harbor Freight, 150 psi, 6-gallon I believe, for like $100. If your car is running, you should disconnect the fuel pump, which is underneath this back seat. You just lift up the sides of it and it pops off. Get underneath this and then unplug it, and then run the car until it dies. And that way you can ensure your fuel lines aren't. Before you do any of this, it's up to you. Before you get too far, good idea to drain the coolant and oil. Preliminary thing is to remove the negative terminal on the battery. Alright, breaker bars are nice to have on this part because they're usually torqued down pretty tight. Pretty simple to take off. This is the aftermarket battery clamp. Begin by disconnecting everything. What's next? The valve cover comes off pretty easy. 10mm bolts all the way around. 11 of them, looks like. Make sure you disconnect this air hose. Disconnect the MAF sensor. Disconnect the intake air temperature sensor. Next step, start disconnecting everything on the wiring harness. CV valve coming out. I haven't done it. Do disconnect it right here, and one other location I'll show you. Fuel doesn't come flying out. Sadly, I didn't do it because my car's in run. Here's your spot. One's return, one's a supply line. One of these handy dandy tools. Get the right size. And there it is. Usually once they're loose, they just come right out. Sometimes on these plugs, the hard part is getting them apart. So a good idea is you push them together, squeeze down on the tab, and then you push them apart. Same thing. This is my illegal O2 sensor. But it doesn't work so. These are idiotic designs made by Mazda, yours truly. Take off the fuel rail. So I will begin taking the radiator out. There's 2 radiator hoses on this. First one is right here, of course, the upper radiator hose, and the lower radiator hose is right here. Can't see it that well with this headers on here, but let me take this off. Take off the hose clamps. These are pretty tricky too to get off when they have been on for a while, so what I do is put this at large, lightly hold it and twist it until it cracks a little and you hear that pop come off, and then hold it lightly and wiggle it as you pull back, and it should come off very easily. There we go. There goes all my coolant. Right onto the floor. Alright, let's get to removing all the accessories. It should be AC, power steering, alternator. This is weird. Nothing seems to. Oh, it's a star! Wow. Matching steering tool. There it is. This isn't required to remove the engine. It just makes it easier, of course, because there's less things on it. Get in the way. Next step, let's start removing AC lines. This is what you need to be careful about, because if you have gas in it, it's bad to breathe, then it breaks the ozone. So don't be that guy. There should be a little bit of oil coming out of that. Whoops. Whoopsie daisies. Let's raise the vehicle. Whoa. Start by taking the wheels off. Mine had a key, so I had to do that real quick. 19, they are. Always return your key, if you have one, to a place you'll remember. Later, I want to start off by taking the exhaust off and taking the intake manifold off. Start with the exhaust because that's easier. I'm taking apart the only thing together. You should have little plastic baggies or a bench that you can work on. Lay out bolts and nuts that you take, and you have a name where they are, on the plastic bag, or on the table. So you don't lose or misplace or replace those either. Other ones. Yeah, see a couple times. What about this back here? Where's that? So there's no time. Let's see what I need. Here it comes. What the heck? Easy peasy. I'm gonna start taking off the intake manifold. Do not forget and remove your throttle cable, which comes to the side and slides out into a little slot. And then you can go ahead and pop this cable through. Okay. Yes. Right here. We just dig holes and see what fingers. It has to behave, of course. So just gotta behave. Dipstick and oh shit, I did. I just did. Okay, almost done. Let's just hop it on. Yeah, maybe. Let's see there. Careful around these end parts, also pretty sharp. There we go. There we go. There it is. Take the battery tray out. Let's take a look under here. Okay, I believe there's the 2 bottom bolts, and the 2 top bolts. Do this. Oh, it's loose. It's not right there. Yeah, no, it's not right. You just have to leave. And unfortunately, shoot. Sits like that. 2 up there, 2 at the bottom. It's adjustable. Anything else? I think there's a couple of vacuum lines. All I do is hurt myself. Actually, what you have to do is take off the EGR. Duh. It looks like I'm not going to be able to get in there with anything unless I take the heater hoses off. Okay. Let's hold up. No, that's not going to work. There it is. Now this thing should just come straight out. There it is. Intake manifold. Now what we have is the simplest thing in the world. There's a little baby engine, which we can take the alternator plugs off somehow, if it's even. Oh, of course. This is the one. There's only one car. That's supposed to be. I'm not sorry. There's another being proportion off. So if one drives, it's me right? There you go. Now this is easier. I think it's easier. When it's fire too. Next step, of course, is removing the axles. You need a 32 millimeter impact socket. You need a tool to unbend the little bent insert on this. Mine already looks unbent, but I'm gonna. There it is. Just gotta set it to max, basically. Next step, taking off the tie rod, get some pliers or whatever to get the cotter pin out. Alright, so that worked. Then you just gotta get a hammer, hit it harder, of course, right on the outside of it. There it is. Alright. Tie rod's off. Next step are these mount bolts on the strut. Let's give it a shot. Okay, both those are off. Take a hammer. Knock them out. In order to take the passenger side axle off, Behind it is bearing bracket with 3 bolts underneath the oil filter. 14. It's not heavy at all. And let's go out. Should be able to disconnect the bearing housing. Pull the axle straight on through. Pull it out of the vehicle. You may have to pop your axle out using a crowbar. And then onto the other side. Pray to the Lord that we can do it. Just like that.
Is it a half shaft?
There goes that side. No, that worked. There goes a bunch of clutch fluid. Or not. That's not it. This one. This light sucks because it's so hot.
I got that one.
Yeah, but it's so useful at the same time.
You got the LEDs.
Yeah.
On the bottom too, so it's top and bottom.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
There you go. There's that.
The ratcheting clamps like under this.
Oh. No, we can put them, they have hooks, we can put them on. Wouldn't want to be, no. Got there. Good. Nice line. Two. There's. There's a here. Leave 14. Let me see. No, that's right. Leave 14. No, no, it's not putting. No, not. The whole place. I should go find it. Where's the one? What's my little piece? So all my hands, I do it. Don't cut me. Oh. And this one. Here. Right. Right, that's it. Oh. Okay. I'll make sure all the wiring's not like attached somewhere.
It's the big rig.
Yeah.
You actually took this car?
No, I made a new one.
Oh, you made a new one.
Yeah, this car had the same manifold system. Yes. What an oddly placed ground. On a bracket. Back to the transmission. Come on, bitch. I don't know why. It was easy at first. Okay. I think it's 17. Yeah, it is. Sweet. Everything's 17 on this car. Right? Unless I lose my 17. It's all 10, 12, 14, 7.
Alright, inside move.
That's all.
Right, under and through that. So that's just under.
That's not nice points.
There's another foot down here, so use all of it.
There's another one. Oh, really? No. There's
Oh, you go down there. That's one.
You can do that. No, right. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Anyways, yourself.
Just over the
Yeah.
that was the station.
Yeah. Is it doing well?
Okay, just under that. We're scratching that thing.
Alright, here. Alright, now we can unbolt the other ones. Praise the Lord. Hammer 13 on there. Oh, come on. Damn it.
Nope.
It's that stupid metal that bends back to shape every time. I think so.
Might need a couple of sides.
I'm working it.
Ah, there we go.
This is a removal Everything's disconnected. Just raising the vehicle out.
Alright, it's gonna hit the light and the hood now.
Alright,